Education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think. Albert Einstein. Greetings. My name is Joseph Yagar. Welcome to another Life in Perspective broadcast. My objective is to provide thought-provoking discussions so you can optimize your perspective on life. Growing up, my father would tell me of the sacrifices he made for his education, how he traveled on a boat from Israel to Italy to attend the prestigious Academy of Music in Milan to become an opera singer. How, because he didn't speak the language, he was rejected and failed his entrance exams. But because it was his dream, he locked himself in a dingy attic above a restaurant without air conditioning or heat, translated all the books, and passed the second time around. How he walked 20 kilometers a day to and from school until he almost lost his leg, and it was by the grace of my mother's care, injecting him with medicine every day, that he was able to keep going. He finally graduated and was on his way to making his dream of singing at the Scala along the Great Pavarotti a reality. Before I continue, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so by clicking the subscribe link below. It's free and would be much appreciated. You may also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Unfortunately for my father, things turned out very differently. Not because opportunities didn't knock, some of which he took to great success only to be squandered later, but because he believed that his prestigious formal education entitled him to more. What he failed to do is practice what he preached to me as far back as I can remember, that we are where we are in life because of the decisions and choices we make. The world owes us nothing. No one owes us anything. It is the most valuable lesson he ever taught me, and the reason I live without regrets. I was a jock and had little interest in school. I vowed that after high school, I would never attend another classroom again. However, life had a different plan for me regarding that, and I ended up furthering my education eventually. We hear many opinions along the way about whether education is good, bad, or indifferent. Like anything else, I've come to the conclusion that whatever path we choose, our fulfillment and ultimate vision of success, however we define them, are determined by whether we choose to pursue the path there of our own free will, if we made the sacrifice and did the work, and did so regardless of what anyone else thought of our choice. As I shared in my video, Artificial Use of Intelligence, college dropouts have become some of the most influential leaders in history, while graduates of prestigious universities ended up in jail as terrorists and frauds. The same, of course, can be said in reverse on many occasions. In my opinion, education or the absence of it has nothing to do with accomplishing your life's mission. It's simply another avenue to it. I found that having an education, both formal and informal, gave me an opportunity to broaden my view academically, as well as experience firsthand its value and shortcomings in daily life. After all, knowledge is only potential power. If we don't apply it in action, it's pretty useless. Some claim that formal education grooms you to be a good employee, but does not teach you how to be an entrepreneur. That it tells you what to think as opposed to teaching you how to think. That it doesn't guarantee success. Let me ask you, does it really matter? If you desire to be an employee or an entrepreneur, education will not decide that. You will. If you can't think for yourself, how is a formal education to blame? And if you are truly determined to succeed in anything, how will a formal education stop you? I believe there are stronger considerations to be had. Do you pursue an education because you truly desire to, or is it to please or obey a parent? Do you pursue it because your dream career requires you to have it? Perhaps it's because you are the first in your family to have the opportunity. Maybe it's your way of becoming a professional athlete. Whatever the reason, it is your choice, your desired path to a desired destination. As far as I'm concerned, formal education is just another path to pursue which has no consequences on the final outcome of our life. We are where we are in life because of the decisions and choices we make. Institutions of higher education are not to blame for whether we choose to think for ourselves, our desire to succeed, or what we do with the knowledge we gather while in it. We may not agree with some of the things that are left out of the curriculum, but in this information age, any gaps may be easily filled elsewhere. So, regardless of whether you pursue formal education or not, train yourself to think for yourself. Don't be a sheep that follows the status quo to please others, but rather dare to lead and change the status quo for the betterment of others. Because then, whether you're a PhD like Albert Einstein or a college dropout like Steve Jobs, your legacy will not be determined by your formal education or lack of it, but by the vision you have and the difference you make. Please let me know what topics you would like my perspective on in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.